Alright, so we have to talk about the most recent Spider-Man 4 news, and that is with the fact that Sadie Sink is officially joining the cast of the upcoming fourth Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. And of course, with the Sadie Sink, we all love her as Max Mayfield in Stranger Things, but now joining the MCU in Spider-Man 4, and this is huge. And especially with the question regarding like who could she be playing, like there's like a gajillion guesses for who could she be, and I want to talk about right here in this video. I'm going to talk about my top guesses of who could she be playing and what could be a set in stone for the MCU for the greater big picture. And so if you're new, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. But now let's get into it. And now, as I mentioned, with Sadie Sink officially joining the MCU and Tom Holland's for the Spider-Man outing, that this is like a big deal, and also considering the fact she is coming up of Stranger Things praise and fame, and now especially her joining one of the biggest superhero movie franchises, and I'm thinking like for how this could tie into the story, and plus we're getting Spider-Man 4 on July 31st of 2026, and even though I have some idea of what they could be doing, and also we're bringing in Sadie Sink into the mix because we have a female lead joining the cast, and plus on top of that we have Zendaya, MJ, and Jacob Batalon's Ned returning as well. But even with specifically Sadie Sink officially joining the cast, and I'm thinking like we're going to see Tom Holland's Peter Parker in the aftermath after the events of No Way Home, because he's now on his own, he is in college, and we're possibly going to see him making like new friends. And even for one of my top guesses for who Sadie Sink might be playing in the fourth movie, and I'm thinking like people saying that, oh my god, this might be Jean Grey, that she is a part of the X-Men, and but even though I think with the upcoming X-Men reboot, like she is rumored to be playing that character, Jean Grey, but like people love her for that. There's like a ton of fan art out there, to be honest and really specific. But and even though with that character who's like really popular, and even though that could be a start for Sadie Sink to be entering that type of level character as like a mutant, another guess for whom she might be going for is Mary Jane Watson. But if you consider the fact that we already have an MJ in the MCU played by Zendaya, but if they do end up going the route of Sadie Sink playing Tom Holland's love interest in the fourth upcoming Spider-Man outing, with these two interacting with each other on screen in kind of like a romantic way, but especially with Sadie Sink and Tom Holland, that they're both around the similar age range, so it kind of makes sense in a way. But and even if they go the route of bringing in a multiverse Gwen Stacy or like an MJ from another universe, and that could be a possibility because the multiverse exists, so anything might happen, especially as I said that they're like a gajillion other guesses, and she could be playing an X-Men character, Tom Holland's Peter Parker's new love interest that he might end up interacting with. But I think with another one actually might be playing, and it could be Firestarter, who is an alpha level mutant as it says in the source material, because it's especially, I mean, I don't know much about the character, but it could be a very interesting start for Sadie Sink's MCU debut as sort of like a mutant. But especially if Marvel really wants to consider her going for an A-list X-Men character, but it could be a good possibility for that. And I mean, I'll be happy for whatever role she ends up going with. But I do think that with Spider-Man 4, this is going to be released probably like after Avengers Doomsday, so we're going to see sort of like X-Men and mutant stuff come into play, how this is going to play into the overall story with the fourth Spider-Man outing. So I'm thinking like I'm mostly leaning towards her playing a mutant. It's sort of like, because we're going to see Peter Parker in the MCU making new friends in college, and I'm thinking that like he might be interacting with Sadie Sink as Firestarter, or like a mutant like a sort of way. But I think like with Sadie Sink, that she might appear probably in like a post-credit scene or something as like a mutant character. That's how they always tease like a debuts of characters, because we have the upcoming X-Men reboot. But that is a sort of a possibility for where they might be going with this. But hey, this is a we'll have to wait and see kind of moment. And on top of everything that we need to know about Spider-Man 4 is that this is gonna be set after Avengers Doomsday, and with this movie, it's gonna set up the grander scale, big picture that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe and its future, and also with Tom Holland's Peter Parker, he's gonna have a lot to look forward to, and I think that with Sadie Sink now joining the cast, she is now joining the MCU, and I think with her joining as a less known mutant character, it's probably gonna give her more attention and give it out to the fandom that is within the MCU. But I'm thinking that with Peter Parker in the MCU, I think he is gonna be making some new friends, possibly a bigger mutant who is a very strong connection to the web singer, because I don't know much about the character anyways, like I mentioned, but it could be a real interesting take to see for how Peter Parker and Firestar come to terms, and possibly with this movie is setting up the next generation of X-Men movies. And again, there's a gajillion possibilities for who Sadie Sink who might be playing. On top of this, I don't really see her playing Jean Grey, but even though that is a possibility, but I think they could save that the next generation of the X-Men film comes in the MCU, because especially after Secret Wars. But I think with a lesser known X-Men character that could be getting people on the radar for a Sadie Sink's debut, it could be a possibility for that as well. In general, I think they have to nail her character, and this is a really exciting time. And I think Spider-Man 4, and they're getting ready to film, and they could save her as a surprise, or introduce her early on in the marketing. But hey, we'll have to wait and see on that. So to wrap it all up with my final thoughts is I'm very happy that Sadie Sink is joining the MCU, and on top of all the characters that she could be playing, and there's many other possibilities besides the ones that I just mentioned off of, and I hope that they give her a great character to kick around with, especially if it has a good script and good writing for her, and hopefully we'll get to see her interact with Tom Holland's Spider-Man soon, or probably with her as an X-Men character, and that will set up the next generation of X-Men characters as well. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to Sadie Sink's debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But that's gonna do it for this video. Just let me know in the comments below, and how excited are you for Sadie Sink to be joining Spider-Man 4 and make her debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the notification bell for future videos. Also follow all my social medias, all linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.